Hello students, today we will do exercise 1.3. Now your question number 1 is prove that root 5 is irrational. Now in order to prove this root 5 as irrational, we will assume that root 5 is rational number. Now if root 5 is rational, you know the definition of rational number, that rational number are the numbers which can be written in the form of p upon q, where q is not equal to 0. So here also we have taken root 5 as rational, so we can take it in the form of a upon b, where a and b are co-primes. Now what are co-primes? Now you should know that co-prime are the numbers which have only 1 as a common factor. Now suppose we are taking 6 and 13, common factor of 6 and 13 is 1. They are now similarly we are taking 8 and 25. Now 8 and 25 has only one common factor, that is 1 again. Now that means 6 and 13 are co-prime, similarly 8 and 25 are co-prime, but 6 and 8 are not co-primes. Now common factor of 6 and 8 is 1. These two are divisible by 1 and also 2. So it has two common factors, therefore it is not 6 and 8 are not co-primes, whereas 8 and 25 are co-primes and 6 and 13 are co-primes. Now see here, now we have taken root 5 as a upon b, where a and b are co-primes. Now on squaring, we will from this we will get after cross multiplying it, we will get root 5b equal to a. Here I have written it. Now on squaring both sides, we will get square of b will be b, square of root 5 will be 5, and that equal to a square. Now this is 5b square equal to a square. What does this mean? Now a and b have no common factor, therefore we can say that a square is divisible by 5, and if a square is divisible by 5, then a will also be divisible by 5. Now on taking a equal to 5c, now if we take this a equal to 5c in this equation number 1, a equal to 5c, here a square is, so what will be value of a square? A square will be 25c square. Now we will put this value of a square in equation first. Now on putting the value of a square in equation first, what we are getting here, it was 5b square equal to a square. So 5b square equal to, in place of a square we will take 25c square. Now on dividing both sides by 5, this will be b square equal to 5c square. Again this is in the same form as we have got the equation first. Now here we can say that b square is divisible by 5, and if b square is divisible by 5, then b is also divisible by 5. Therefore now as we have here we are getting a is divisible by 5, and here we are getting b is divisible by 5. That means a and b have at least 5 as common factor, because these two numbers a and b are divisible by 5, so they have at least one common factor, that is 5. But this contradicts the fact that a and b are co-primes. In earlier we have taken in the question that a and b are co-prime. Now if a and b are co-prime, then they cannot have a common factor except 1, but we are getting their common factor as 5. So that means this is contradicting the fact that a and b are co-primes, and this contradiction has arisen because we have taken root 5 as rational. Because when we have taken root 5 as rational, then only we are taking a and b co-primes when root 5 is equal to a upon b. That means we cannot take root 5 is equal to a upon b as co-primes. So we can say that our assumption that root 5 is rational is incorrect, and from that we can conclude that if root 5 is not rational, then it will be a irrational. Now second question, prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. Now as we have done in question number first, we will assume that 3 plus 2 root 5 is rational. Then we can take two co-primes a and b such that 3 plus 2 root 5 is equal to a upon b. Now from this 3 plus 2 root 5 is a upon b. From this we will find the value of root 5. Now 2 root 5, take 3 to the right hand side, this will be a upon b minus 3, and after taking LCM, b as LCM, we will get a minus 3b upon b. Now this was 2 root 5. The root value of 2 root 5 will be a minus 3b upon 2b. Now as we know, this 2, 3, a and b are integers. Now that means a minus 3b will be integer, 2b will be an integer, and integer upon integer is a rational number. So we are getting a minus 3b upon 2b as rational, and if a minus 3b upon 2b is rational, then root 5 is also rational. But this contradicts the fact that root 5 is rational. But we know that root 5 is irrational, as we have done in question number first. So root 5 is irrational. That means our assumption that this 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational is incorrect, and we can say that 3 plus 2 root 5 is an irrational number. Now come to the exercise 1.4. Now we already have done the definition of rational numbers and irrational. Rational numbers are the numbers which are in the form of p upon q, and q is not equal to 0, whereas irrational numbers cannot be written in the form of p upon q. Now, what type of decimal expansions these rational numbers and irrational numbers have? Now see here, rational numbers. Decimal expansion of rational numbers is terminating or non-terminating recurring, whereas decimal expansion of irrational number is non-terminating and non-recurring. Recurring means repeating also. Now here, see, suppose we are taking some numbers 3.123, another is 3.1232323, or you can write it as 3.123. Yeah, 2323 is repeating itself. Now another number is 3.123415826 and so on. Now here there are three types of number I have written as decimal expansions. One is 3.125. What type of decimal expansion it is? It is terminating decimal expansion. So terminating, that means it is a rational number. Rational number because it has terminating decimal expansion. ये 1 2 3 यहीं पे खत्म हो जा रहा है decimal expansion, तो that means it is rational number. After this, second one is 3.12232323. Here if we see 232323 is repeating itself, so that means it is non-terminating because 2323 is repeating, so non-terminating, and it is recurring. This 2 3 is repeating itself. Recurring also means repeating, so that means 2 3 is here 2 3 is repeating itself. That means it is again a rational number, as decimal expansion is non-terminating, recurring. Now in third part, here we see that the decimal expansion is neither terminating nor recurring. Now digits are not recurring itself, or group of digits are not recurring itself, therefore this is irrational number, yeah, not rational number, irrational number. Now see question number first of your chapter, exercise 1.4 sorry. Now here is saying, without actual performing a long division, state whether the following rational numbers will have a terminating decimal expansion or a non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. Now see here, our first question is first part is 13 upon 3125, 17 upon 8. We have to see whether the decimal expansion is non-terminating repeating or terminating decimal expansion, but we doesn't have to perform a long division. So I am doing a few parts of it. Now first one is here 13 upon 3125. So what will we do? We will find out the prime factors of the denominator. Here denominator is 3125 and prime factors of 3125 are 5 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. Now that means it is equal to 5 raised to power 5. Now if the prime factors of any number, if the denominator are in the form of 2 raised to power m into 5 raised to power n, then that number is has terminating decimal expansion. What I have told you, that if the prime factors of denominator are in the form of 2 raised to power m into 5 raised to power n, then the number has terminating decimal expansion. Here, if we see that this is in the form of 2 raised to power 0 into 5 raised to power 5. 2 raised to power 0 means 1. And here there are no factors of 2, and 5 raised to power 5 because there are 5 factors of 5. So this is here m is 0 and n is 5. So that means this 3125 is in the form of 2 raised to power m into 5 raised to power n. That means thus 13/3125 has terminating decimal expansion. Now, after this, second part is 17/8. Now here denominator is 8. 8 has a factor 2 into 2 into 2. That means it is in the form of 2 cube into 5 raised to power 0. Again, it is in the form of 2 raised to power m into 5 raised to power n. The 17/8 has a terminating decimal expansion. Now see here, fifth part. Here it is 29/343, and if we factorize 343, prime factor of 343 are 7 into 7 into 7, that is 7 cube. It is not in the form of, you can say not in the form of 2 raised to power m into 5 raised to power n. So decimal expansion of 29/343 is non-terminating. Understood? Now one thing is more, sometimes the decimal, you can say the factors of the denominator come as 2 into 2 into 5 into 3. They can be like this. Now 5 3 is 15, 15 2 is 30, and 32 is 60. It can be anything upon 60. Now if the prime factors are in this form, then it will again have non-terminating decimal expansion, because it is in the form of 2 raised to power n into 5 raised to power n to hai, but 3 is also here. So this will be not a terminating decimal expansion, except the denominator should not be the factor, the prime factor of denominator should not contain any other number except 2 and 5 for terminating decimal expansion. दो 2 और 5 के अलावा कोई भी फैक्टर नहीं होना चाहिए डिनोमिनेटर का. अगर ऐसा है तो तब उसको हम टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल एक्सपेंशन कहेंगे, अदरवाइज इट विल बी नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल एक्सपेंशन. नाउ सी हियर देयर इज another question. This is part 8th. Now 6/15, what can you say about it? Now 6/15, we can say that prime factors of 15 are 3 into 5, and here except 5 there is its prime factor also contain 3, so we can say that it is non-terminating. But it is not in this case. What we have to see, that whenever we are taking the factors of the denominator, you should always first of all convert these two numbers in co-prime form. Means as we see here, 6 and 15 both are divisible by 3. So what we are getting from here, factors, this will be 3 2 is 6 and 3 5 is 15. Now after converting, here we haven't converted these numbers in the co-prime forms because these are all already in co-prime forms. But here in case of 6 upon 15, these are not co-prime. They have 3 as a common factor. Here 3, 2 is 6 and 3, 5 is 15 except 1. So first of all we will convert it into co-prime factors, co-prime form. Now 6 upon 15 can be converted into 2 upon 5. Now here denominator is in the form of 2 raised to power 0 into 5 raised to power 1. That means it has again a decimal, terminating decimal expansion. Now in our second question, here it is given to you that write down the decimal expansion of those rational numbers which have terminating decimal expansion from the question number 1. Now here you have to write only decimal expansion of the numbers which are terminating from question number 1. Now in question number 1 we have seen that 13 upon 3125 is terminating, and that was giving us 13 factors of 3125 were prime factors were 5 raised to power 5. Now see here how will you convert it without division. Now 13 upon 5 raised to power 5 is already here. Now you will convert the denominator in the form of 2 raised to power m into 5 raised to power m. Means here it is 5 raised to power 5. So how many 2's we need? Now 2 raised to power 5. And here also you will multiply it by 2 raised to power 5. Now there will be no change in the equation as 2 raised to power 5 will cancel out to 2 raised to power 5, and this will be again 13 upon 5 raised to power 5. So your number of 5's and number of 2's should be same in the denominator. Here we have number of 5's as 5, number of 2's nahi the, so we will take 5 number of 2's here. Now this will give us 13 into 2 raised to power 5 is now 2 raised to power 5 is 32. Now again here we can write it as 5 into 2 raised to power 5. Now this will be 13 to the 26, 39, 41 upon 10 raised to power 5. 10 raised to power 5 means this will be 4, 1, 6, 1, 2, 3 and its power is 5, 4, 5. 10 raised to power 5 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be like this, 4 and 16 upon this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there will be 5 digits after decimal. Similarly, you can do another question. Suppose there is one question. I am taking 3 upon 2 square into 5 cube. So what will you do here? Here I have already told you that the power of 2's and power of 5 should be same. Here the power of 2 is 2. So what will you do? And power of 5 is 3. So we need one more 2 here. So we will multiply the numerator and denominator by 2. So this will give us 6 upon 2 raised to power 3 into 5 raised to power 3. And this will be 6 upon 2 into 5 raised to power 3 and 6 upon 10 raised to power 3. And that will give us 0.006.